So, hi guys, and welcome to my brand new World of Tanks mod review playlist. This playlist I want to record only in English to make sure everybody can understand me and the mod reviews. And yeah, first off, we're gonna start to a really useful tool. It's the OMC Modpackinstaller from the clan Odem Mortis. I highly recommend you this little program. It's pretty easy to use, fast to download. You don't even need to log in or register or something like this. And you can make sure you get always the latest version of the mod. So we just downloaded this real quick. You can find every link in the description. And if you have questions, just ask in the comments or write me a PM and I will answer as soon as possible. So if you execute the program, you get here the installer. I have it in German, but it's pretty the same in English, so no worries, it's really easy to use. So we just skip, start the client. So now it's initializing the mods. It's just check what the current list of mods on the OMC server are and something like this. So just skip once again after we chose our World of Tanks folder. Now it's just making some little things, and here we get a full list, a huge list of all mods that you can use or not. Here are so much mods that you can't install every single mod. Is just, it makes for the first no sense, and you probably don't need them. So we have here some sections. XYM, it's the main mod which gives you the stats of the players and makes a lot of other mods available. Then you have the Sixth Sense section. By the way, you can see a little screenshot from the mod. If you right click, here the little text here. Okay, for sure we can't see any sounds, it's not possible, but the icons we can right click and we see what instead of the lamp appear if you install this mod, this Sixth Sense icons. So we have everything here. This is the first section. Then we get to the tank icons. I think everybody know what it is. It's like the tank icons right and left on the sides. If you join in a game, if you are in the service records and something like this. So then we can scroll down to the crosshairs. We have here not too much, but quite some useful and popular crosshairs, and always with a little screenshot, so we can see what you install. Do you need even to install this? Do you want it? And so on. So this is one of the most useful features of the OMC client, and that's one of the reasons why I like to use this client. And usually you don't need to do any complicated things. You just need to download this, choose all the mods, just click them like here, whatever, and just skip and install, and then you have in 99% of the cases working modded World of Tanks, and yeah, as I said, if you install, you always have to, you install always the latest version of the mod, and it's sometimes quite difficult to find them in the forums or whatever. So damage panels is pretty clear, I think. Gambits. Here's like everything you can install. We just gonna change it a bit up to show it later. Damage indicator, information panel, effective armor calculation from AT maps. So we have here a little thing what shows you on what angle, when you aim on an enemy, how much effective armor the enemy have on this, if you shoot on this point, and pretty useful, especially for newbies or for bad players. Training, I don't know what training means. Working for the following battle modes. So we can here choose it would only work in ESL, only in company, or in company and stronghold and clan war. And you can customize here everything. You can do everything without changing any complicated configs or something like this. So receive damage announcer. What shoots you, with what ammunition, with what reload, and all these things. And here's some useful, I don't know, damage count in end battle W8. I think that is a really, it could be a useful tool, but I'm not sure how this really works. I never used it before and I gotta give it a try. Safe shot, it's pretty useful if you don't want to accidentally shoot an ally. So if you aim, or if you aim to an ally, you can't shoot for, I don't know, 1 second or 2 seconds. I think you can configure everything here. So we're gonna scroll down. So everything here can, as you probably know, you can change in World of Tanks pretty much everything. And it's pretty cool, and I wouldn't recommend to change too much, cause it can cause lags, low FPS drops at all, and so things, and I would only recommend to use a small amount of mods. I'm using at the moment around 10 mods, and yeah. So gold ammunition visibility could be pretty much, it could be useful if enemy shoots you and you don't know, is he shooting heat or AP? If he shoots AP, you should use maybe your front armor. If he shoots heat, you should maybe use your side armor to block the heat shells if they go into spaced armor. And yeah, I don't know. So we're gonna continue with car penetrations. That is a really useful mod if you make let's plays, reviews, whatever, because you can show to your viewers that are weak points of this tank. Here can shoot enemies easily through it, or just to see for yourself. Okay, I don't know, enemy tank or enemy T69 shot on my IS-3 through my turret or something like this. I don't know. I don't believe it is possible with 170 penetration, but you know what I mean. So session session stats. So this is really useful as well. I like to use them, cause you see after every game how much W8 you got. Yeah, Blazing Team, that's not in all configs, but in some. Yeah, and we can set it up for a daily view of your W8, all other stats what are visible here. You can even make the picture bigger. Win rate, as you see, here are quite some stats you can see. Can choose zwischen between English and Deutsch, so German, and you have as well a little amount of sound mods. Here you can get pretty much every sound mod what is available for World of Tanks, and I think maybe the most players use sound mods cause the World of Tanks sound mods are not, World of Tanks default sound is not pretty good or pretty realistic, and I believe it's not bad to use sound mods, and they don't really need much resources, and I personally like them. So we're just gonna go up to the XYM configs. Here we can configure really everything. You can configure if you just want to see the tank name, if you see nothing to road with player name and tank name. I like to use the tank name only because everything else is just too much in my opinion, but yeah, and that tank markers where the allies and enemies died. I think it's not really useful, but who knows. Show last enemy, last known position. That is pretty useful, and I recommend everybody, doesn't matter how bad or how good you are, to use this option, because if you don't know where the last enemy are, where the last couple enemies are, or where the enemy spotted was, it's really useful to see, okay, there was the last enemies, and, or, I don't know, there was the RT somewhere in the end of the map, but where, and maybe useful to use. Person score, what is this? I don't know. Detailed report. Window by default, okay, so you can choose detailed report. The first window that you see is the detailed report. I don't know if it's useful or not. I just let it on default. Yeah, and here you got the over target marker extensions. I don't like to use them, not anymore. I like the defaults, but I think everybody here should know if you want to use it. Why not? Just change everything a bit. And yeah, as you can see, we don't need to go through all options. Just a really useful option I like on this mod pack more than everything else. You can use the white edition. So, and you have in-game, in your player panel, not all this useless colors, and I don't know, it isn't really fancy, and it's pretty disturbing and let your FPS drop, and it's useless. So if you can choose here a white edition, it just shows you the stats of the players and the colors and the win rate and the W8 and what else if you press tab. I like to use this option, and it's useful as well for even worse PCs, or I just can recommend you this option because more FPS, than as the default have, and you just where you still see the stats of the player and players, and yeah. So I think that's it. That's it for the first, and you can even delete the World of Tanks cage. You could do this manually as well, but you just need to click and can fix the loading time, how long the game need to load, and little FPS drops and what else. So we're gonna skip here. Wait a minute. Just gotta look. Change something? Yeah. Okay. We skip. So here we can recover old configs from session stats or what else. So we don't need to, or we don't lose the old session stats from the last hours or the auto-equip configs. That is pretty useful, and here we skip. Next window we get an option what we want on our desktop. I recommend to use none of them, because they are not really useful or they don't give you any advantage. It just spams your desktop and I don't know, you don't really need them. Like back in 8.5 or so on, or earlier, you had to use a specially World of Tanks client start launcher to use XYM, and that's no longer the case, and so you can start with the normal World of Tanks launcher and don't have any complications. You shouldn't have any complications or any problems. If you do have, you can ask me in the comments. That's it for the first, and yeah, I hope I can help some people, and if you want me to do this playlist again in German, just write it in the comments as well, or take a look at my Facebook page. I'm pretty active there and posting all new videos. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon.